I know you won't get slow down till the no good funky knuckle groove. Baby, 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 that'll help for you. Yeah, it's most definitely on a roof.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cameron Smith. I'm with Hub Entertainment Insurance. I'm a broker. I'm really honored to be here. Honored to be the broker for this great venue in Las Vegas. And I want to talk to you a little bit about what we do. And I want to talk about a little bit about my background and how it pertains. We were a sponsor last year. Happy to be back this year. I told Brad last year that this was my favorite industry event I'd ever been to, and that's going back, 18, 20 years. So they've done a fantastic job. So at Hub, basically, we're advocates for our clients, and I act as kind of a member of the team to make sure you're protected in coverages and risk management. Claims happen, obviously, and when that happens, we have a dedicated team that makes sure that it's quarterbacked from start to finish, and that you're paid the right amount on time in an efficient manner, and that's why you have insurance, and it's our job to make sure that happens. We tailor solutions for each client and make sure that they're able to do the things they do with peace of mind, and that's to present shows. So that's the end goal. So Hub's a massive company. It's like the 7th largest broker. I'm not going to get into all this, but just to let you know, there's a breadth of capabilities that's available to our clients. There's an expert in every area of insurance or risk management. I'll talk a little bit more about that. We have an entertainment division that there's like 100 people in our entertainment division. We cover everything from like the Super Bowl halftime show to the Olympics to every AC/DC tour for the last 20 years to the Mary Tyler Moore Show and The Godfather. But the reason I'm here is to talk about the concert industry and what we do. We provide coverage for venues, promoters, festivals, all the ancillary businesses that help support those entities, and touring artists. We work with entities small and large, and I'll show you some of my clients later in a few minutes so you can see who we work with. Let's go back, sorry. Okay, before that, I want to just talk about my background a little bit as it pertains to the industry. Before I got into insurance 8 years ago, I spent 14 years as a promoter, and I ran a fairly large festival in Indianapolis. I then went to what became Live Nation when it was SFX and Clear Channel, where I was the talent buyer for Indiana, booking clubs and ballrooms and theaters and arenas, amphitheaters, festivals. And then I moved to Austin, was the associate director of the Performing Arts Center at UT, and I taught a class in music business down there. And I actually I produced an event during South by where I have 35 bands over 5 days at a fried chicken restaurant. So I try to keep my toe in that water. And all that goes to say, I've kind of done the things that most of y'all do in your jobs. I've negotiated tons of venue contracts, hundreds of artist contracts, sponsorship deals, and all of that stuff has a pertinence to insurance. And I know what needs to be done and what has to be, what T's need to be crossed for y'all to protect yourselves. That's what I try to do in my job. So now the exciting stuff. These are the coverages that are basically the same for any business or industry, but there are certain nuances and endorsements that a specialist, like an entertainment specialist like us and myself, need to look at to make sure that you're covered. At the top, you'll see the basic casualty and property coverages that are, again, they're the same for just about any business that we offer. When you get to the third row, it's a lot more focused on this industry, and that's the contingency coverages of event cancellation and non-appearance. And we do this all year long for hundreds of events. And somebody mentioned earlier how, the small, medium-sized festival is just a tornado or a flood away from going under. Well, event cancellation insurance is what allows people to be made whole and live to see another day. Just this weekend, I had an event in Houston, Texas, where a flash flood shortened their build by one full day. So they had to go out of pocket over $130,000 for additional labor, additional materials to be able to get the doors open on Friday. And that is going to be covered by their event cancellation policy. A little bit more extreme example, I had an event, a 3-day, $3.25 million event in Texas 4 years ago that had torrential rain early in the week. The floodwater rose nearby in the river. The county pulled their permit. The event was completely canceled, meaning they're out of pocket for all the ticket refunds, paying every band, paying sponsors back, et cetera. And the claim kicked in, paid them $3.25 million, and the festival continues to go on today. So that's pretty important for any outdoor event. I can't imagine doing one without it. Non-appearance coverage is part of that as well, and that's to make promoters and touring artists whole from the financial loss of having to cancel a show for a covered reason like illness or travel delay. And of course, Hub does group health and all the 401k and life insurance and all that too. So I mentioned risk management a couple times, and just so you know what that is, basically beyond coverages, what we try to do is to help our clients avoid, mitigate, or transfer risk. And again, that's outside of coverages. And in talking about risk transfer, that's basically looking at your contracts. And I do this every day, and it's, anytime you're signing a venue agreement or an artist deal or a sponsorship agreement or a co-promotion arrangement, there's language that insurance indemnification language that could tie you to liability that you shouldn't be taking on. And we're able to help you push back on that. And then loss control, Hub has an amazing department that just looks at ways to help you all mitigate and avoid risk. And that's everything from looking at your whole cyber capabilities and shoring up any possible situations that could happen there, to more on-site operational things like doing on-site training or training over Skype or the phone to talk about ingress and egress at a festival, or the site plan or security plan, or sadly active shooter training, which we do quite a bit of now. So again, just one of the resources available. This is a list of the entertainment carriers that we work with. There's only a limited number of carriers who actually will insure a venue or a festival. And we're at the top tier of premium with all these carriers. The middle one, American Specialty, who's my partner in insuring this amazing place, the underwriter's here today, so he'll be hanging out with me if you want to meet Brandon and actually talk to an insurance underwriter. Hub has $120 million in premium at these carriers. And basically, you have to be appointed as an entertainment specialist to be able to write with these carriers. So the guy at ABC Insurance down the street can't access these programs that are designed for venues and festivals and promoters. So there's a lot of cookie cutter insurance policies that have exclusions that you don't want, like a stage diving exclusion or a mosh pit exclusion or thrown objects exclusion. Like if this microphone collapsed and the microphone went off and hit that guy in the forehead, that might not be covered with a basic comprehensive general liability policy. So we make sure that those things are not going to be causing you any trouble. I have a bunch of great venue clients, the greatest venues in the world. I'm so proud to work with all of them. This happens to be my favorite, of course. You all might recognize some of my other clients, though. I'm so proud to work with all of them. And Brandon at American Specialty is my partner on most of these, actually. I'm sure you've heard of all these great places. Every size, every genre, some with restaurants, some without, some with outdoor performance spaces, some without, all over the country. We also insure festivals of every size. Most of these are my clients, but I have a great colleague in Nashville, Peter Tempkins, who's really kind of a dean of sorts in this space, and he insures Outside Lands and Lock-In and the Vans Warped Tour. And then promoters. So we insure promoters in four-wall situations, in co-promotion arrangements, in their own venues, all the above, every size. So basically, in summary, I got behind here. So Hub and myself, we're kind of uniquely positioned to put you all in the best possible situation with coverage and risk management based on Hub's breadth and depth, experience and leverage with the carriers, my experience as a concert promoter, a festival director, a venue manager, and our team's customer service and like response to what you need on a daily basis, and risk management expertise and claims advocacy, because that's what we want to be as an advocate for our clients. So with that, we don't have time for Q&A, but I'm around all day today and tomorrow, and I would love to talk to any and all of you that want to talk about insurance. And I appreciate all your attention. Thanks a ton.